Hi there, Chris from Motolegends, the twat in the cap. Want to talk to you today about a rather special and unique suit from Halvarssons. It's called the Celtic Suit. It's a leather two-piece suit and it's designed for commuting or touring. Now it's got to be said that if we are having a conversation with a customer in the shop and he says he's commuting every day or does an immense amount of touring throughout the year, we wouldn't normally start that conversation by looking at something made from leather. Leather is amazing. It has great natural abrasion resistance. Leather is immensely comfortable. You get a leather suit when it gets wet, it expands a little bit. When it dries around your body. Leather becomes more comfortable over time. Very strong if you end up going down the road. But leather has some weaknesses. It doesn't really have anything by way of thermal properties, so it doesn't really keep you warm when it's cold in its natural form. It doesn't have much by way of breathability. So if it's really hot, then inside a leather jacket and inside a leather pant, you're going to sweat a wee bit. And of course, in the rain, that's the biggest weakness of leather. The dry leather is just going to soak the rain in. A leather garment wets out far more easily than a textile garment. So a leather suit is not normally the starting point for talking about touring and commuting, but this Celtic from Halvarssons is a little bit special. So let's go over. We're going to meet up with Billy the Boots. I'm going to show you the suit and talk through some of its features. So here I am with Billy the Boots. Billy is wearing the Celtic jacket and pant. Now, in a recent review that we did on the Rucker Calyx 2, someone said the suit looks baggy. I don't like the shape of it. I've got to tell you, that's not the suit's problem, that's Billy's problem. He's a skinny runt. He's not really big enough to fill out a man's suit like this, so it looks a tad on the baggy side. But you can imagine in a proper chap, it would look great. So it's a touring and commuting suit, and what Halvarssons has done is put everything into this suit to make it as applicable for long distance, all season riding as they possibly can. Start off with, obviously, it's a cowhide. It's a good thickness of cowhide. That means it's a very strong suit, abrasion resistant suit. It's actually AAA rated under the latest EN 17092C regulations. It doesn't get higher than that. There's no such thing as a textile suit that's been rated as AAA. So if safety is at your forefront, then the Celtic suit should be on your list. As you'd expect from Halvarssons, you've got what they call high art. It's there. It's not really an aramid. It's an abrasion-resistant lining material that goes behind the outer material in certain places, in key areas. So here they have it in the shoulders and the elbows. What that material does is increase the strength of the outer material, in the case of leather, by 200%. On a textile jacket, it would increase it by 500%. But by here, it's making the leather 3 times stronger than it is in its natural state. You've got their level 2 armour in the elbows. I keep getting that wrong. That's the shoulder. I will get this right eventually. You've got level 2 armour in the shoulder and the elbows. There's a pocket for a back protector. We don't particularly like Halvarssons back protector. It's a bit surfboard-like. So what we've done, we've created our own by attaching Velcro onto a D30 back protector. It's much more comfortable when you put it in this suit. So what can I tell you about it? It's got a waterproof liner. Not many leather jackets have. Now, one has to say that a leather jacket with a membrane is still not going to be as waterproof as a textile jacket with a membrane, and that's because leather will have a greater propensity to soak in the rain to wet out. But it's got to be better than a leather jacket without a membrane. So I would think in a couple of hours rain, you're going to be fine. Once you reach 3 or 4 hours in the rain, this jacket's going to start to become really heavy. You will feel colder on the bike. It won't be so nice to ride in. So if you do find yourself in a situation where you are riding lots of miles in the rain, you've got a journey ahead of you, you know you've got 4 or 5 hours on the motorway, you know it's going to rain, what you need to do is to get a waterproof over the top of this. That waterproof will mean that rain is just not going to soak into the leather. It's another windproof barrier as well, so it will keep you warmer anyway. In terms of warmth, the jacket has a permanent fixed Outlast liner. Outlast is the super clever stuff developed for NASA, stores heat in paraffin molecules within the membrane. So when you're hot, it stores that heat. When you're cold, it plays it back. It does the opposite when you're hot. It takes heat away from the body, so cools you down, stores that heat, takes it away from you. The jacket also has, the jacket and the pants also have a lining of Innerborn. Innerborn is Halvarssons' equivalent of Thinsular. It's a hollow fibre insulating material. It's another way of adding warmth. So this is a jacket, as you can see, that's going to keep you relatively waterproof, and it's going to keep you relatively warm as well. Leather, as I've said, is also not the best thing if you're riding in the summer because it doesn't breathe particularly well. So on the Celtic, Halvarssons have equipped it with vents here and here. So it's going to make it slightly cooler than you would expect of a leather jacket. What this jacket also has, it has a coating called TFL Cool. That's a coating that reflects, I think, 90% of the ultraviolet rays, which can cool the body temperature down dramatically. It just means that, obviously, this is a black garment. You'd normally expect the sun's heat to be absorbed by the jacket. It won't happen on this jacket. Other things to say about it, got adjusters here, adjusters on the cuff. So again, you put a glove in there. It's not a completely open cuff, so you can't get something with a really meaty cuff underneath there. You've got pockets here on the inside. Billy, if you can just show us. So sorry, Billy's wearing this rocker top just to fill him out a wee bit. So you've got inside pockets here and here. As you can see, it zips to the trousers. The trousers, pretty much the same in terms of construction. It's a goat hide. You've got vents on the legs. You've got the TFL coating, but you've got the Outlast. You've got the Innerborn. So it's very much the matching pant. So this is a suit that's designed for people who really only have a desire to ride in leather. People who've been brought up with leather, maybe they just don't trust textiles, rightly or wrongly, and certainly this is a very abrasion-resistant suit. But if you want to wear leather, and if you want to ride in all conditions, this is about the best suit on the market. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed listening about or hearing about the Halvarssons Celtic. If you want to know more, visit the website, motolegends.com. If you'd like to receive our ongoing bulletins, every time we have a new product that comes into the building, we send a bulletin out about it. What you have to do is visit the website. We have lots of little blocks on the website, tiles as we call them. There's one there for subscribing. Click on there and you can sign there for up to our future bulletins. If you'd like to watch any more of our our video reviews, then click on the button below and subscribe. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed what we've had to say about this fantastic suit. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.